Game tomorrow. Remember, all Mets home games on SNY are available in HD, presented by IO Digital Cable. Well, Hanley Ramirez comes out after getting hit on the hand and then subsequently striking out. Robert Andino replaces him at shortstop as Moises Alou leads off the home fourth inning. And Alou takes a strike from Harvey Garcia.
That one game tomorrow could be one of the most important games in the history of the New York Mets. The Mets won it tomorrow after winning today, or assuming they will. Then that game tomorrow could be the game that would take the Mets on to the playoffs.
Well, they'll need some help from the Nationals, who are playing the Phillies today and tomorrow. If the Mets can get some help, they can at least get to a Monday playoff in Philadelphia. Alou 2 for 2. He's driven in a couple of runs today, as the Mets have scored early and often. 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third.
11 hits through 3 innings.
Well, I wonder if Hanley Ramirez will play tomorrow with that hit by pitch off his hand.
Alou down swinging for the first out. Well, we asked the question whether one shortstop should leave the game. It turned out to be the other who exited. 1 out and nobody on for Delgado. Robert Andino.
Well, they had bright future for Andino 2 years ago at some point, but he's stuck in a bad position right now.
That's before they made the trade for Hanley Ramirez. They gave up a pretty nice pitcher in Josh Beckett and a rejuvenated player in Mike Lowell. So it's turned out to be a great trade for both sides.
Harvey Garcia, the pitcher here, came over in that trade also.
There's a strike to Carlos Delgado. I guess the jury is still out on whether that's an important part of that deal. Delgado singled in a run back in the first. And he just got out of the way.
Well, as we're seeing in this last couple of weeks with the Mets, as you see this pitch right at Delgado, who just gets out of the way. Josh Beckett with the Red Sox is quite a nice fit. A team that perennially goes to the playoffs with an ace that you can go to that can completely shut down another team. Not many of those guys in baseball.
The Phillies had one last night. Lifted to shallow left. Linden doesn't know where it is. He's having trouble with the sun, but he manages to recover in time. It's got to be a helpless feeling out there. There was nobody else to help him out.
There, he's lost. Oh, there it is.
One thing about playing the Sun Field, you got to battle it out. You lose the ball, but it does come back in. And with those dark glasses, you can get a good break of finding the ball again. The worst Sun Field I think I ever played was at Yankee Stadium. Left field was really a tough Sun Field. Right field and Wrigley Field was a very difficult Sun Field.
What makes one worse than the other, Ralph?
That's a pretty good question. I'd have to say maybe the sky or whatever. You know, a high sky, which means no clouds, is a real tough thing to battle. It's hard to pick the ball up. Of course, you always had that problem in the Astrodome when it first came out. You couldn't find the ball against the roof.
Well, this is a tough late afternoon, the twilight doubleheader here with the shadows in this. I remember the World Series in '69, Ralph. Those shadows were murder.
Oh, they really were. And of course, the shadows are very prevalent when you get into divisional and World Series play, because they affect almost every field. Baseball fields are laid out with north being left field and then around about to right field. The sun moves across from left to center to right.
2-2 to Castro with 2 out. And he hits it in the air deep, but hooking foul.
Well, I can just imagine that Oriole team in that World Series and having to hit off Seaver, Kuzman, and Gentry and Nolan Ryan and those shadows. It couldn't have been a party at all.
There was no party at all.
Well, you know, you talked about the 19 strikeout game for Seaver when he struck out the last 10 in a row. That was an afternoon game here at Shea in April
against San Diego.
When the shadows became a huge factor.
That's right.
2-2 to Castro. Fouled it back.
One time Casey Stengel in the bar was trying to explain how you played at some field. And he said you played like the old Indians. You put the hand up over the top of your forehead and spread it out.
That's a nice analogy there by Casey.
Struck him out and the inning is over. So Harvey Garcia gets the Mets 1-2-3.
Nationals, Eden's just won 2 games since the All-Star break. Matt Chico goes for Washington. Highlights tonight on Geico Sportsnet.
Okay, Matt, here at Shea, the story has been the Mets offense, and the story has been John Maine. 10 strikeouts and no hits allowed over the first 5 innings.
He has just been outstanding so far. Going to come up second in this inning. Let's see if Lastings can continue the hit parade.
Lastings Millage leads off. Millage hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd, his 6th of the year, making his first start in 8 days, and it turned out to be an inspired decision for Willie Randolph. Hanging slider?
I think so.
Yes.
And he cranked it into the bullpen to give the Mets a 7-0 lead. He hits another one deep to left. Linden back near the wall, and it's out of here. Lastings Millage with his 2nd home run of the day, and it's 9-0 New York. Now this time he got a fastball and he crushed it.
Oh, yes, he did. And we know Lasting likes that ball middle in. Beautiful swing. What a day.
So Millage with a 3-for-3, 2 home run, 3 RBI game, his first career multiple home run game. 1-1 to John Maine, who sacrificed and walked today. And the dancing continues. One and 2 to Maine. Let's check in with Kevin.
Guys, I just thought I'd let you know that, Lastings Millage has such a bubbly personality. He always jokes about doing my job. So we had a little friendly side wager that if he hit 2 home runs in a game, he could interview me after the game. So I guess you know what's coming if the Mets hold on here.
Prepare yourself, Kevin.
Could be interesting.
Maine gets a nice hand after striking out. And now Jose Reyes. And Reyes hearing some boos as he comes to the plate, and this may be the first time that I can ever recall Reyes hearing any boos in this ballpark. And he swings and misses, 0-1. And if you're wondering why they're booing and you weren't watching earlier, Reyes failed to run out a ground ball near home plate and was thrown out by Olivo his last time up.
And it was a high hopper, a ball that he might have very well beat out.